Hi everyone, and welcome back to this tutorial video which is discussing how to use Webex. In this video we're going to talk about how to start a meeting that we've scheduled and how to use some of the features on Webex. So I have my start meeting button here because I haven't moved from when we scheduled it, but if you need to get back to this session, let's say we're back here at the main page. If I want to go see all of my meetings, I would click meetings on the left hand side, and you can see here if you click the date in which your meeting is going to happen, you'll see everything that's associated with it. So I have two discussions here. I want to choose the second one here. So all you have to do is press start, and what that's going to do is it will start Webex. Now if you've never used Webex before, you will have to download the client that comes with it, and that also goes for the students. However, it is a really user-friendly process, and for the most part it is very quick. So it'll walk you through the instructions that you need to download that client, and once it's on there you will be able to see your discussion. So right now my Webex is starting and it shows me this screen here. And now I have my audio and video connection that shows up here. Now our Webex only uses something called VoIP, which is voice over IP, and that basically means that you're going to be talking to people using your computer and your microphone. So you'll be talking using your microphone and using your webcam. You can't call in or use any particular number, so we're only using call using computer. And you would select a video connection. So my webcam is showing a little preview of what I would look like, and I can click connect audio and video. So once I do that, it's going to connect, and right now I have mine muted because I don't want any interference coming in, but normally once you have connected that, you are able to then speak and have a conversation. So right now it's waiting for others to join, so I have to have someone log in as a participant, but you have a few options here at the bottom. If you want to mute your microphone, you could do so here. So let's say maybe you come into the meeting early and you're still working on something in your computer, you can mute it so that way no one can hear what you're doing. This is if you want to share content, which we will share our screen shortly. You can also record the session if you like, and that's really great, especially if you want to send it to somebody else who wasn't able to be at the meeting. The person to view the recording would have to download a particular player to play it, but again, it's an easy and free download. There's also our participants that are showing up here and our chat. So if we want a chat to show up, we could click that and that'll show up here. The chat is especially useful for students or participants who do not have a microphone. Sometimes that is a reality, so they could communicate using the chat. And then there's just a few other options here that you can click on. So we're just going to wait for someone to join. So now we've had somebody that joined, so if we click on the participants tab here, you can see that our attendee has arrived, and this is how you'll see all of your participants. You can see that I am the host, so I can mute my microphone here again if I want to, if I don't want anyone to hear what I'm saying. I can also this is telling the participant that I'm sending video, so if I want to click off my webcam, I can. I do end up doing that a lot just because I really just use audio when I'm having any kind of Webex meeting. So now we are ready to start our session, and again we have our chat here, and you'll see once you share your screen you're able to bring these items up so you could still see them. So as an example, we're going to click on share content here, but we can also click up here. So let's do it from the menu at the top. You can click share, and there's a number of things you can share. You can share a particular file, you can share your whole screen. I prefer to share an application because I like to just show one thing that I'm doing, so that way not everybody can see everything. So you can also share a whiteboard or a web browser. So in this case, let's just share a file, and we're going to choose the file that we want to share with our participants. And it's going to pop up here, and let's just go ahead and select our syllabus again since we've been using that as an example. And we'll press open, and it's going to load here, and now you can see this is what's showing, and I'm sharing this now with my attendees as well, so they're able to see what I'm showing. I can annotate all over this if I want. I can scribble on it. I can choose a marker over here if I want to write, if I want to talk about the professor, or if I want to talk about office hours. I can highlight, and there's a few things you can use the text box here, so you could play around with these options to see what you can use, but that's just an example of the annotating that you can do on a document. So let's say you want to share a particular application. So if I want to share a particular application, let's say I want to share my Moodle page, I could click share here at the top, and I can click on application and choose Firefox, or whichever application you want to share. And now you can see my screen sort of expands here, and I have my Moodle page showing here. And now whatever I'm doing, the student is going to see on their end. Now if you want to see your participants and your chat box, here at the top you can hover over the top, click chat, and that'll bring your chat up, and you can also see your participants show up here. So you can have these little windows here on the right hand side just in case your participants write you a message. And again, you can also use this menu up here to annotate over onto your application, and you can also pause it, so that will temporarily freeze the participant view. There's a few other options you can choose up here, but that's mostly the basis of sharing an application. So the big thing you want to remember, and I find that especially when you're first using Webex, it's easy to forget that this screen is up here, and you're sort of nervous because you're using it for the first time and you don't want to mess anything up, so you forget that this menu is up here. Whenever you're done sharing, you just hover over here, this menu will come down, and you can stop sharing, which will take you back to the original page. You can also press the share button here at the top, and you can share other things besides this application. But we're just going to stop sharing our screen completely, and that'll take us back into here, which will still show our file that we are sharing with the students. If you want to stop sharing the syllabus when you're done, all you do is click on this little drop down menu here, click on the little X, and it'll give you a warning letting you know that it will close the tab and remove it from the participant's view. You say yes, and you don't want to save the current document, and that'll take you back to the original screen that you had before. Now, if by any chance you do want to pass along presenter roles to one of your attendees, you can do so by clicking on this little circle here. It's sort of like a ball, and you can drag it to the participant, giving them hosting privileges, and it'll ask you if you want to change the presenter to the attendee, and that will make that student or participant become the host, and then the student can then go and show whatever they want on their screen. And if you want to bring that back, you just take the ball back and give it back to yourself, and that will make you the presenter once more. You also have a participant menu that you can choose here, and you can look at some of the options that are here. Anybody who doesn't show up, you can invite and remind them by clicking invite and remind, and it will come up to who it was sent to, and you can remind them that maybe they haven't arrived yet. So there's a few options that you can look up here as well. I think it would be very useful for you to get used to what you can share, and just getting used to how everything works before you actually have one of these meetings. Once you are finished with your meeting and you're ready to end it, you can go to the top and press File and Leave Meeting, and it'll say you can leave this meeting without ending it or end it. So you're going to want to probably end the meeting for all participants since you were the host. And if you click End Meeting, that will disconnect and it will end the meeting for everybody involved. Using Webex is really very user-friendly. Once you get used to how everything works with the menus and the participants and just making sure you have everything all settled, and it's actually a really great asset to any online course.